Well, although most building contractors are ethical and produce quality work, there are plenty of scammers knocking on doors in search of a quick buck. And since most of us don't have degrees in engineering or experience in the building trades, it's really easy to get ripped off by seemingly sincere building contractors. Well, Katherine Martinez is director of the Construction Industries Division at the New Mexico Regulation and Licensing Department, and she's got the tips to avoid the contractor scams. Hi, Katherine.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for being here. I was saying we're breaking barriers today, talking construction with a woman and technology with a woman. I love it. Now, let's talk about what the construction division industry does.
You know, well, we cover so much more territory than people even realize. We inspect and regulate building code over 180,000 square miles of the state. Wow. But on top of that, we also regulate licensing statewide. We have 68,000 licensees within 120 different classifications.
That's comforting. That's really comforting to know somebody's out there doing the work for us to find out who's not going to pull those scams. So how can we find out if the person that's working on our home is licensed?
You know, it's absolutely critical that you do look into that to protect yourself, because really we can't provide you with the first arm of defense if you don't.
Right.
So the first thing you would want to do is ask for a licensing card. All licensed contractors in the state of New Mexico have a card issued to them by the state. It has their license number on it, but you do have to take it a step further and visit our website, which is www.rld.state.nm.us. Click on Construction Industries Division, and all of the information you would need is there to access the website, to look up the number, because sometimes they've been suspended or they're no longer valid, like in the case of the Caperton case you covered this morning earlier.
Exactly. I was just going to ask you about that. Okay, so now taking it a step further beyond going to the website and getting their card, is it appropriate to interview the contractor? I mean, what kind of questions should we ask them that's appropriate?
I mean, it's absolutely appropriate. First of all, you need to know that you do not need to pay for the work up front.
Good.
You can actually pay for the work when it's completed. So you can let them know that, and you can ask them questions. Are they licensed? Are they licensed with the state of New Mexico? That's absolutely critical.
What about references?
You can ask them for references too, and you can ask around in the building community as well. There's a tight-knit building community. I'm sure the Home Builders Association or any, like NAIOP, any of the trade groups would be willing to help with that as well.
I think people like to be able to ask people around, oh, have you ever worked with this guy? And I think word of mouth is really important in this industry, but then obviously to go beyond that. And so then let me ask you this, should we actually get the details of the project in writing? Because I mean, I know sometimes people say, let's get an attorney to look at this agreement. Is that necessary?
I mean, taking every step possible to protect yourself is playing it safe, and that's how you're best going to protect yourself if anything goes wrong. For CID's part, if you hire a licensed contractor and something does go wrong and there's a code violation, we can actually hold that license on the contractor and have them fix the work for you. If they're not licensed, we have no license to go after.
It's better safe than sorry. I think ultimately you want that protection, and many of us might just ask, okay, well, what makes a difference? Is it a big deal if they're licensed or not? I mean, as long as the work gets done, does it really matter? I know a lot of people are thinking that, so what would you say to them?
I think it's absolutely critical that you make sure that they're licensed. A licensed contractor will pull a building permit, which ensures that we inspect it, make sure it's code compliant, and then if anything goes wrong at all, we can go to the contractor and have them go and fix it for you.
That's so, like I said at the beginning, the word that comes to my mind is comforting, especially when you're working on your own home. I mean, this is the most personal space you have. I mean, beyond your office, beyond anything, your home is your home, and you want to make sure it gets done right, and you want to make sure that you're protected and safe above all else.
Absolutely. And you know, for the contractors that are out there doing the right thing, I think it's important for them to know that we're enforcing this now too. It wasn't necessarily done in the past. Moving forward, we're making it one of our most critical missions now. We visited Ruidoso after the fire to communicate with homeowners there, all of this information so that they don't get scammed in their time of need. So
ultimately, it's just setting a higher standard for everybody involved. So let's tell everybody where they can go again for more information.
Okay, please visit www.rld.state.nm.us. Click on the Construction Industries Division, and for more information you can call our number, which is 505-476, and actually I'm going to give you the direct line for our licensing manager, which is 476-4673. He can provide you with all of the answers you may need.
Great. Katherine, great information. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that.
Thanks for having us.
And you don't want to leave, because after the break, Street Food of Asia is dishing up authentic food from the Pacific Rim. It's yummy.
That's great.
Smells good.